Welcome back to today's video, playing City Skylines. In today's video, we're going to be finishing off our cruise terminal and then also putting in a new road network to go around our airport. But first, I started off with our cruise terminal here, and this I actually put in quite a bit of detail with compared to a lot of the areas. But I first started off with the top of the hill here, which just wasn't that hard of a build, but it was definitely a lot harder than, not necessarily hard, but different than most of the other builds that we've done in the city, because we have this large terrain difference, and we're trying to put stuff in here and develop as much as we can. But at the top here, just put up some commercial, just because it's right across from one of our train stations, and this is also right where a bus hub is too, and also a cruise terminal, so there would be quite a bit of people coming in here to shop. And then, like our airport, there also needs to be a space for parking, so I decided to put the parking at the top of the hill. And while this is fairly far from our cruise terminal, if they did need to get a ride down there and they didn't want to walk, they could just take the bus shuttle that's from the bus hub right here all the way down to there. And it isn't as far of a walk, and it's very easy to get to compared to walking down that road there. But I just put in that, and I also finished off this area by putting in some concrete right there, just to make sure there wasn't a little gap in between the building and the road there, just because they would have just went all the way to the road, honestly. They wouldn't have really cared about some little gap. But I just kept putting in some more parking here, and this is about where I stopped in terms of parking for it, and then I just finished off that little spot there by putting in some concrete. And then I cleaned up the road here a little, made it feel like that this was how it was supposed to be, and not that this was just kind of thrown in here last minute. But I tried to fit in a parking garage, couldn't really do it, but I ended up just continuing to put in some tourist stuff in here, and also some more commercial. And then for the lower part, I got to work on what would be the substation for a cruise terminal here. And then I got to work on lowering the land here, so this way I could put in some hotels. And these are just the airport hotels. And so put a luxury one and two budget ones in. And we have the road in front of them, and then I also put a road around them. And that's why I need to lower the terrain so much. Excuse me. And so, once I got this road around them, I also put in a little bit of space for parking. Yeah, and so once I got the parking in, I just finished off this area with some finishing touches. While it was a very long process to get this square wall in, I definitely think that does add to the area. I didn't go with the brick ones, just because I felt like this would be a bit too large to do brick, but I definitely like how this one turned out. I also did do paths connecting to it just because I figured they would have a walkway with it, even if it can't be used as a walkway in-game, but it's fine. This is pretty much just because I couldn't put the concrete there. That's what I was going to originally do, just because it's a lot easier to do and I could get to work on it a little bit more this episode, but sadly I couldn't do that because of how steep this hill was, so I just decided to do this. So I had to flood the whole area, which is whatever. Isn't a big deal. But I then put that in, and I like how it turned out, but this just pretty much just allows there to be this huge drop off here. And I definitely think that this does add to the whole entire area quite a bit. But this is the first time I've actually done this in the city, where I've done a quarry wall without being in water. But I definitely like how this one turned out. And maybe we'll do some more in the future. I don't know. It all depends on what we're doing with the area. But I then, like I said, connected it up with paths, but I also put in a pumping service building. This is just temporary. Just get rid of any water that's left over from it. I'll probably get rid of it off camera. But for now, that'll just be there just to get rid of any leftover water. And I just concrete off the center a little bit here just because I think it looks better being concreted off. But that's all I pretty much had to do with this lower part of the cruise terminal area.
Here we go.
And then I got to work on this won't be a border road for the airport, but this will be just kind of a road just to follow the water. And this will just allow for another way to get around the airport. I don't know if I'm going to put really anything along this road yet entirely, but for now it's pretty much just trees, and I just left the rest of it blank after I cleaned up the terrain a bit. Around it, I mean, I might give some access to the beach, but that will probably be about it because we're on the side of the hill. And I think that it just looks good just leaving this all blank right next to our airport here. Especially since the airport is basically just one big open field. But, like I said, I cleaned up the terrain here. And then I continued our power lines. And I pretty much just made it to where it went 4 squares from the road. Pretty much all the way consistently throughout this entire road. And just did that all the way. And except for this little spot here. But other than that, that was pretty much it. But I cleaned up this spot here, and well, that's it for this video. But here's the final product. Do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!